Everything in Heartland has been building toward one moment, and episode 10 is where it finally breaks open. There is a calm before the storm across the ranch, but anyone watching closely can feel that something huge is coming. A shift is in the air, something that could change the direction of the season and the lives of the people living at Heartland. This episode is more than another chapter. It is the turning point fans have been waiting for. The road leading to episode 10 has been full of quiet tension, small victories, and emotional moments that hint at something bigger underneath. Amy has spent most of the season pushing herself in new ways, working with horses that test her patience and challenge her growth. She has handled each situation with her usual calm strength, but there have been moments when even she has felt the weight of everything around her. There is a sense that she is standing at the edge of a choice that will shape her future, even if she has not fully seen it yet. Lou has been trying to balance the demands of leadership with the fragile pieces of her personal life, and the pressure has grown heavier each episode. She has stepped into difficult decisions that have brought both progress and conflict, and her responsibilities seem to follow her no matter where she goes. At the same time, Jack has been the steady center of the ranch, offering guidance through storms both spoken and unspoken. But this season has shown cracks in that steady surface, moments when his past and his worries rise to the surface. These small hints tell viewers that something important is building for him as well. The supporting characters have each added their own shifting energy to the season, bringing new challenges, new hopes, and new questions into the mix. With every episode leading up to now, Heartland has carefully arranged its pieces one by one, preparing viewers for a moment when everything will connect in a powerful way. Episode 10 now stands as the point where the season's slow burn turns into something far more intense. The ranch feels different lately, as if everyone is waiting for a decision or an event they cannot quite name, and that is exactly what pulls the audience in. They know the calm will not last. They know episode 10 is the moment where change finally arrives. Episode 10 feels different from the very first moment because the energy around Heartland shifts in a way that is quiet but impossible to ignore. There is a sense that every choice made in the earlier episodes has finally reached a breaking point, and now the characters must face what they have been avoiding. Amy steps into this episode with a new challenge that forces her to look deeper into herself than before. It is not just about training a difficult horse or guiding someone who needs her help. This time the struggle reflects something personal, something she has pushed aside for too long. As she stands in the middle of the ranch with the wind moving around her, it becomes clear that she is at a crossroads that could lead her toward healing or toward a decision that changes her path forever. At the same time, Lou enters episode 10 with pressure building from every direction. She has been carrying the weight of leadership for so long that even small problems now feel like they echo through her entire life. This episode pushes her to confront the difference between doing what is expected and doing what feels right, and viewers can sense that she is reaching a moment where honesty may cost her something important. Jack's presence in this episode carries a deeper tone than usual. There is a quiet heaviness behind his words and actions, as if a memory or regret he tried to keep buried has surfaced again. His storyline connects to the heart of the episode, reminding everyone that even the strongest people have moments when the past knocks on their door. Episode 10 brings all of these emotional threads together and places them under a single spotlight, creating a turning point that promises change for every character involved. It is not the kind of dramatic shift that arrives with loud chaos. Instead, it is the type that grows from silence, from a look held too long, from a truth spoken at the exact moment it can no longer be avoided. This episode stands as the moment where the season finally reveals what it has been building toward all along. What makes episode 10 truly stand out is how each character seems to face a moment that reveals something new about who they are becoming. Even without a single line of spoken dialogue shown in the trailer, the expressions, the settings, and the quiet tension make their journeys feel larger and more connected than ever. Amy's arc appears to deepen as she is shown standing beside a troubled horse that mirrors her own inner struggle. The way she reaches out with calm hands and slow breaths suggests she is trying to guide more than an animal. She's trying to guide herself through a truth she is afraid to confront. The horse becomes a reflection of her hidden fear and her silent hope, and viewers can sense that the decision she makes in this episode may shape not only her work, but her healing. Lou's moments in the trailer carry a different kind of pressure, one that follows her from the office to the ranch and everywhere in between. She is seen glancing over paperwork with a tired expression, then walking across the ranch with a look that shows she is carrying more than she wants others to see. Episode 10 hints that she may be forced to choose between a responsibility she has held tightly and a personal need she has ignored for too long. Her arc feels like a reminder that strength does not come from holding everything together, but from knowing when something needs to change. Jack's scenes are some of the most powerful in the preview, even though they are the quietest. He stands alone near the barn as the sun drops behind the hills, and the stillness around him feels heavy with a memory he has not faced in years. His storyline appears to be tied to something emotional and deeply personal, something that shakes the steady ground he walks on. The trailer suggests that this episode may push him to speak a truth he has kept locked away, a truth that could shift the family's understanding of him forever. Even the supporting characters seem to carry their own storms into episode 10. A brief shot of a tense conversation, a worried glance from a young rider, and a moment where someone rides away without looking back all hint that relationships across Heartland may stretch in unexpected directions. These glimpses do not give answers, but they raise questions that pull viewers in. Every character seems to be walking toward a moment where they must decide who they want to be and what they are willing to fight for. Episode 10 does not simply tease drama. It teases transformation. The trailer for episode 10 unfolds in a way that feels almost like a heartbeat, starting slow and steady before rising into something sharper and harder to ignore. The first images appear soft and peaceful, showing open fields and the quiet morning light stretching across the ranch. But there is something different about the silence this time. It is not calm silence. It is waiting silence, the kind that comes right before a storm starts to build. Then the mood shifts. The screen cuts to a close shot of Amy guiding a horse through a tense moment, her face steady but her eyes carrying a hint of fear. It feels like she is trying to hold herself together as much as she is trying to calm the animal. The way the horse reacts tells viewers that something in this episode tests her in a way she has not faced all season. The next images move faster, as Lou appears, walking through a hallway with determination that looks almost forced. She passes someone who tries to speak to her, but she does not stop. Her pace, her expression, the tension in her shoulders all hint that she has reached a point where something has to give. The trailer shows her standing alone in her office, staring at a decision that sits in front of her, and you can feel that whatever choice she makes will echo far beyond this episode. Jack's moment in the trailer is quiet but heavy, and it hits harder than any dramatic scene. He stands in the barn doorway as the wind shifts around him, carrying dust and dry hay across the floor. His hand rests on the old wood beside him, and for a brief second he looks as if he is seeing something that is no longer there. It is a look that holds years of memory, loss, and love all at once. The trailer gives no explanation, only that one glance, and that is enough to show viewers that something from Jack's past is about to come forward. Then the trailer picks up speed. A horse races across the field. Someone calls out from a distance. A door closes harder than expected. A rider leaves the ranch in a moment filled with emotion. The music builds in a slow climb that pulls the viewer to the edge of their seat. The trailer never reveals the event at the heart of episode 10, but it gives flashes that spark questions. Is someone leaving for good? Is someone returning? Is there a choice that cannot be undone? Each shot adds another layer of tension until the screen cuts to black with only the sound of a deep breath, leaving the audience with one clear message. Episode 10 is where everything changes. Episode 10 carries the kind of anticipation that fans feel long before the official release date arrives, and even the early details surrounding it add to the tension the trailer builds. The production team has hinted that this episode marks a key turning point in season 19, the moment where the stories that have been slowly unfolding finally collide in a meaningful way. While they have kept most information carefully hidden, the pieces they have shared paint a picture of an episode shaped by emotional choices, unexpected turns, and a deeper look into the characters we thought we already understood. What makes episode 10 even more interesting is how intentionally the team has timed its place in the season. Positioned near the end, it promises to push every storyline forward so that the final episodes can rise with greater intensity. This means viewers should expect not only answers but new questions that carry the season toward its final stretch. The tone of the episode has been described as more reflective than explosive, though that does not mean it lacks powerful moments. Instead of loud conflict, the strength of episode 10 lies in the quiet scenes that reveal raw truths and hidden feelings. Early details suggest the episode focuses heavily on character-driven storytelling, showing emotional depth rather than relying on big dramatic events. The pacing is said to shift between slow, meaningful beats and faster moments of tension, creating a rhythm that feels alive and unpredictable. This is the kind of episode that leaves viewers thinking long after it ends, replaying certain scenes to catch the signals they might have missed. There is also talk about new visual choices in this episode. The cinematography appears to lean into natural light and wide, open shots that make the ranch feel both beautiful and lonely at the same time. This creates an atmosphere that matches the emotional state of the characters, each of them dealing with something that reaches deeper than their usual challenges. Even the music is rumored to carry a different tone, softer in some scenes and sharper in others, guiding the audience through the emotional landscape without ever overpowering it. As for release expectations, the episode is planned to follow the pace of the season without delay, keeping fans on track with the weekly rollout. Early viewers who have seen short preview clips describe episode 10 as the moment that ties the season's themes together. They say it feels like a chapter that listens before it speaks, a chapter that invites the audience to feel the weight of the choices being made. If the early reactions are any sign, episode 10 will not just move the story forward. It will leave an imprint on the season, shaping the final episodes in ways that promise both hope and heartache. As the preview for episode 10 fades, it leaves behind a feeling that something important is waiting just beyond the horizon. It is the kind of feeling that stays with you long after the screen goes dark, the quiet echo of a story that is about to shift in a way no one can fully predict. Heartland has always been a show built on emotion and resilience, but episode 10 carries a different weight. It feels like the moment where every unspoken thought, every avoided truth, and every hidden worry finally steps into the light. The closing tease of the trailer shows a single wide shot of the ranch at dusk, the sky washed in deep gold and fading blue. The wind moves across the fields as if it knows what the characters have not yet said out loud. This simple image hints that a change is approaching, one that will not be pushed aside or delayed. The final moments of the tease shift from calm scenery to short flashes filled with tension. A door closing with more force than expected. Footsteps heading away from the barn. A horse pulling back as if sensing an unseen strain. These moments do not reveal answers, but they spark questions that dig into the heart of the story. Is someone leaving because they feel they must? Is someone returning after too much time away? Is there a choice waiting that will reshape the balance of the family? The trailer does not confirm anything. It only suggests that episode 10 is the moment when everything that has been rising quietly inside these characters finally reaches the surface. As the music fades, there is one last image that captures the emotional core of what is coming. A close shot of Amy standing in an open field as the wind lifts her hair slightly. She stands still, not because she is calm, but because she is listening to something inside herself. It is a silent moment that feels louder than any dramatic scene. It reminds the audience that this episode is not driven by shock, but by truth. And truth always arrives with consequences. This is where the narrator's voice brings the tease to its final note, inviting the audience to prepare for a turning point that promises both heartache and hope. Viewers are encouraged to share their theories, their expectations, and their predictions for what episode 10 may reveal. This ending does not simply close the door on the preview. It opens a larger question. What happens when a season full of quiet pressure finally reaches the moment when someone must make the choice that changes everything? As the last frame settles and the echoes of episode 10 linger in the viewer's mind, one thing becomes clear. Heartland is preparing to take its story into a place where emotion and choice meet in the most unexpected ways. This episode stands at the edge of a turning point, a place where quiet moments become loud in their meaning and simple decisions carry a deeper weight than anyone first realized. Season 19 has been shaped by small steps, gentle changes, and slow emotional rises. But episode 10 feels like the moment when everything stops moving quietly and finally steps into a new direction. It is the kind of episode that invites the audience to look closer, to pay attention to every detail, and to follow the characters not just through what they do, but through what they feel. This is why the final moments of your video need to pull the audience deeper into the experience, reminding them they are not just watching a story unfold, but joining a conversation that keeps growing with every episode. Viewers will have questions after seeing this preview. They will wonder what secret Jack carries into the barn. They will question what choice Amy must face. They will feel the pressure Lou is hiding behind her controlled expression. And because these questions have no simple answers yet, the audience becomes part of the anticipation, sharing theories, fears, and hopes as they wait for release day to arrive. This is where you draw them in. Invite them to leave their thoughts in the comments. Ask them what moment from the trailer hit them the hardest. Encourage them to guess what surprise episode 10 might bring or who they believe will undergo the biggest change. When you ask for their voice, you are not just filling a comment section. You are building a community of fans who feel connected to the journey Heartland is taking this season. Finally, before the video closes, remind viewers to like the video if they enjoyed the breakdown and to subscribe for more updates as soon as they drop. Let them know they will not miss any news, theories, or deep dives about Heartland as the season continues to unfold. And with a gentle pull of curiosity, a line that leaves the door open rather than closing it. Something that keeps the energy of episode 10 alive in the viewer's mind. Because in the world of Heartland, every moment matters, and the biggest moments are often the ones that arrive when no one is ready.